Hello and welcome to Chai Chat with Lavina. We are going to talk about a very significant visit that Prime Minister Theresa May is making to India. This is the first visit, big prime ministerial visit that she is making outside of EU, and India happens to come this time before America, China or any other country. So extremely significant, and to talk about that, I am with the Acting High Commissioner of India in the UK, Mr. Dinesh Patnaik. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you.
For this. I think the first question should be, why India, do you think? Yes, we share a very strong tie, huge investment. But first to India?
I mean, why not India? India is the most important country that should be having a relationship with the UK. You have a diaspora which is active. You have one of the biggest trade relations you have with any other country. You have everything from financial services, legal services, people-to-people contact, students, academia. So India is important. And I'm glad that Prime Minister May, through her visit, is underlining the fact that India is important to her government.
Do you think it's also one of those moments where you're thinking, while now that Brexit might happen, now that we might become a very small country, we might as well make the best of the relations that we can rely on?
See, Brexit or no Brexit, India-UK relations were on an upward path.
Okay.
Since Prime Minister Modi's visit last year, and since we signed the vision statement which laid out the map of where the relations go over the next many years, Brexit would have made no difference.
Okay.
Even if there would have been no Brexit, we would have still continued in the upward path that we are going. Brexit now brings with it a lot of challenges and a lot of opportunities also. So it is for us to work together to see how we can work on the challenges and take advantage of the opportunities.
I think one of the major things that a lot of the Indian Indian origin MPs, if I may say, or all the out people were really pressing upon was the relationship with countries like India and China and the opportunity to do free trade. Do you think something like that emerges? But in what what will be the face of that, do you think? And how will this trigger, this trip trigger that?
See, UK has been, like India, at the forefront of being proponents of free trade across the world. We've had quite a very solid, considerably large trade relationship with the UK. So, post-Brexit, whether it will become larger or whether we'll do more, would have anyway happened. And what we are doing this time is we are seeing where are the problems in the trade between us. So we're setting up a working group on trade to see what we can do to make trade between both countries much more robust, much more active. And Britain would have done it whether there's Brexit or no Brexit. But Brexit makes it important for us to get our act together. Because post-Brexit, if Britain wants to sign an FTA with India, we'll be happy to do it.
Before I ask the problem areas, I think we have to, since we are on Brexit, touch upon what happens now that the Supreme High Court here has has turned the whole issue on the Parliament of Brexit. Do you think it could be reversed, and what happens then?
Well, that I can't comment upon whether Brexit would be.
Course.
See, there's no reversal of Brexit. The people of UK have spoken, and whether it's Parliament or the government, they have to respect it. There is no question about it. Right now, the question is how do you move forward with the mandate of the people? There are many ways. Either you go directly through government or you go through Parliament. Now, that's a decision which Parliament and government have to negotiate among themselves. And finally, the courts will take a call. I think they have going to appeal to the Supreme Court. So we leave it to the UK government. They know best how to deal with it.
But in terms of India, UK, I don't think you're anyway saying that the relationships would go from...
It would anyway happen, the relationship would go forward whether Brexit or no Brexit. The only difference Brexit makes it makes slightly the situation uncertain. So decisions that businesses take or companies take for both investment and trade would be delayed for some time because they'll see the uncertain situation. But overall, it will take a lot to really change the pathway of India-UK relations.
Yes, of course. Now, in terms of, you did say we would work on the problem areas. So what are these problem areas?
Actually, there are not many problems between India and UK. We have a very robust and cooperative relationship. Problem areas are areas created through some trade issues, certain issues of access. All of you heard of visa issues, Indian students, Indian tier 2 visas, short-term workers. These are issues which are not problems, but these are wrinkles in the relationship. And we're both sides working together to iron out the wrinkles.
Do you think Theresa May, who actually was the one who brought in such stringent visa rules, which caused a lot of students to turn to America and Australia, especially also Indian students, now that she's a Prime Minister, now that she's making the first visit to India, do you think any of those could be touched upon as well?
No, we shall sensitize her. You see, we have always maintained that Indian students coming to the UK or Indian short-term workers coming to the UK are in the beneficial for both countries. It's not that we are looking forward to sending our students or workers here. It's a necessity. If UK businesses have to do well, if UK academia has to maintain its high standards, it needs both of them. Today, Indian students and Indian workers have options all over. If you look at the figure, Indian students to UK have fallen by about 50% over the last few years.
Yes.
But Indian students to the US have increased by 30% over the same figure. Indian students to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, even Germany, France, where they don't speak English, everything is increasing. So it's for UK to take a call. We just have to sensitize them to the fact that not allowing access to Indian students hurts UK academia more than it hurts Indian students.
So there will be some movement or some talk about that.
I have always maintained it's up to UK to take a call. It's for us to sensitize them to the fact.
Okay. Could we just then delve upon what is the agenda of this visit, and also the fact that apparently for the first time they are paying a lot of attention to taking small and medium businesses as well?
See, agenda for a Prime Minister, the agenda is always to maintain contacts with close partners. So the visit is to go to India, discuss with Prime Minister Modi that we had met last year, what have we achieved till now, what we need to achieve to make our relationship much better. But in addition to that, she has identified small and medium enterprises to take with her to India. Now this is for two reasons. One is she is inaugurating with Prime Minister Modi the UK-India Tech Summit. And tech is not large company driven but SME driven. So on technical issue, technology, there's a lot we share together. India is today seen as an IT superpower. Britain is one of the most innovative countries in the world, so it's a natural relationship between both countries. In addition, if you look at UK, the companies which will be most affected by Brexit are not the big companies, but the SMEs.
Yes.
So in a way, Prime Minister May has correctly identified that to take SMEs to India, to give them an opportunity to see other options if Brexit happens.
And what stream is being focused on? What kind of businesses, or is it a plethora?
See, it's a tech summit. So technology is the main key. In technology, there are many technologies. But the one technology which UK is very good at and which India needs is fintech, finance tech. Similarly, you see, in IT sector, in water management, in aerospace, you name it, technology in every field. So this is technology driven. So it's a trade related, technology related mission.
Would then, in that case, defense, which has always been sometimes a bone of contention between the two countries, would come through as well?
Defense has not been a bone of contention. We have a very robust defense cooperation between both countries.
We keep toying between France and UK, don't we?
No. See, we are a country which looks at multi-vendor supply. So whoever gives us the best deal, we will buy from them. So it has got nothing to do with that France is better than UK or we have a better relation with US. When UK has products which we need, we buy from UK. But it's not about only buying. A defense relationship is not that you purchase things. I mean, the Hawk jets that we have bought from UK are the backbone of our training system. So the Hawk jets. We used to buy aircraft carriers in the past. Now we are discussing a defense capability partnership. But defense relationships go much beyond that. It's also a security relationship, a relationship in which we work together. The armies of both countries, the security establishment of both countries, today cyber security, you name it. There are our relationship cannot be just defined by one or two items. It's a relationship which encompasses all aspects of relations between any two countries.
Another focus, or rather, let me ask it as a question. Yes, India and UK share a very strong tie as far as economics is concerned, but as far as many other issues like extradition or intelligence sharing, there needs some work done there, do you think?
No, there is a lot of cooperation. We have the same legal system, the common law system in both countries. And on extradition, we had the first extradition some weeks back.
First.
No, but it's always a beginning.
Yeah.
Because it takes time for both sides to get to be comfortable with each other. We had the first extradition, and immediately, within a month after the first extradition, second extradition is taking place, which is just, it's going to happen any day now. So essentially, it's progress.
Which extradition is this?
This is, I don't have the name right now with me, but there's a second extradition which you will get to hear about it very soon. So it is progress taking place, and there's going to be more of it in future.
Do we have an extradition treaty between the two countries?
We have.
You do have but what was not working up till now? Why was there such a lot of difficulty to get people back to India?
No, there's no difficulty. It's work in progress. Both sides have to prove to each other that it needs to be extradited. So documents have to be given, proof has to be given, evidence has to be given, and it takes a long time. You know how courts work. But finally it succeeds. So this is work in progress.